guys. And that is because, guys, I truly believe that with my strategy that I need to be up a little bit earlier in New York session just so I can kind of tee you guys up to potentially be looking for some setups. So the request has been that we move to 8:30, and so now, guys, I know it's a little bit earlier, but I know some people are like, "Hey, I want to trade your strategy. I can't catch these videos because I'm headed to work." And so we decided 8:30. So super excited to be here, guys. It's Tuesday, so again, a little early in the week, a little earlier than usual of when I really like to take trades, place trades, and get into the market. So I want us to be super patient and make sure that we're identifying the best setups. I know Wednesday is really my sweet spot, so I tend to be a little more reserved right now. And then I'll go ahead and start trying to get into the market. But right now, I think we just had a CPI drop, so I do want to get in here really quickly, not spend too much time on me. So let's go ahead and go to Forex Factory. And guys, I always start with Forex Factory just because it's so important that you understand news. Like CPI just dropped. I'm very interested to see what the markets just did. I was in a trade break even, so I'm curious to see if I was knocked out a little early for when I like to enter, but break even, there's no risk. So like whatever happens, I really don't care. And that's kind of what trading is. Like you identify your risk, you identify your reward, and you just have to be okay with the loss or the win, right? But as long as you manage your account appropriately and your risk, it doesn't matter the outcome of the trade just because you've already identified ahead of time what you're willing to lose and what you're not willing to lose. So it's going to make it a lot easier. So it did just release at 8:30. We have some 7:30 odd, and that looks like that's about it for our red folder. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing the screen and get over to the charts, guys. Curious to see if I got knocked break even. Most likely did, but we will keep. Yep, so knocked break even right here. So this trade's not invalid though. So while I'm break even, um, we'll come back to that. I'm not gonna go into that right now. So DXY. So guys, again, DXY was super bearish right now. We created that new low, pulled back 50%. There it is, guys. So DXY is bearish, which is going to send all of your AUD USD, GBP USD pairs up. As for gold, this level right here is super important to me. If we can break this level here, guys, we're going to see ourselves in a bullish run. If we come to this level and reject, then we can look for sells. So it's kind of high level overview. This is going to continue buying up. We're going to wait on this one. So here comes AUD USD, guys. So this one's interesting. I'm going to wait for price to see if maybe throughout this New York session we can kind of get some type of pull back, and we'll go ahead and scale in here. So AUD USD is looking good, guys. Let's go to AUD CAD. We've got NZD Swiss franc. NZD CAD took off. I mean, a lot of these pairs have already taken off, guys. NZD, I'm going to have to find some scale in. GBP USD went crazy. Great trade. Beautiful. These are just really good setups, guys. I'm even liking how this USD CAD is starting to shape up. If we pay attention, we can see that we're starting to break some structure here, and I think this could be really good. So honestly, guys, this is looking really pretty, right? So we're not creating any new highs, right? We pushed up, wick, and now we're seeing the DXY start to drop. So guys, this could be potentially a really low risk setup going into USD CAD. We could potentially see this thing start to come down here and dance around. Doesn't look like this is going to go any higher, especially with the DXY being bearish. Look at this push, guys. This is spilling. So I mean, look at USD Swiss franc. I called this out last week to my team. This was the trade, had it marked here, and now you can see we're in route to TP. Can't wait to circle back. We're just flying. So guys, right now, keep your eyes out on AUD USD. We're gonna try to find some scale in. We're like at an awkward position in the market right now. We're getting these bullish pushes. So I can't give you anything to enter on, right? I don't enter on a candlestick the size of this. So what we'll need, guys, is price is now hopped back above this level, which is a great indicator of price. I like to hop down to that 30-minute. And as you know, we're trying to get back to this high. So any sort of pullback I get where price comes against this, I'm going to try to scale in here. Maybe we can dance to this level, and then I'm going to push up into this. So we've got some beautiful trades getting ready to take place. But for right now, I think my favorite trade, guys, for us right now is USD CAD. This looks absolutely beautiful. I do think we could see, and I'm actually going to probably stick a small lot on here really quickly while we're on this call. And so, guys, I'm going to use great risk, right? I'm not going to do anything out of control. I just like that DXY is pushing out. I've been identifying potential sells on USD CAD. So for this to start to shape up, This is great. This is absolutely great. So guys, I think USD CAD is a beautiful setup, potentially shaping up. Um, Gosh, this took off. So I wish I caught this a little bit sooner with you guys, but nonetheless, here's another one that I want to pay attention to, which is GBPAUD. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remark this with you guys and show you exactly what I see here. So if we look at the 4 hour time frame, right, and if we look here, guys, and let's pay attention to relevant price and let's go ahead and start marking up. So guys, immediately on price, I can see that we've created this new low here, right? There's a new low, here's a new low, and we've pulled back here, right? Well, my last line of defense, meaning the structure that I actually want to see reject, is this level right here, solely because guys, price didn't really print a newer low here, right? So this technically isn't my lower high. My lower high is always responsible for the lower low. All right. This lower high is not responsible for this lower low because, again, guys, this is the last lower high. Now, if this was a legitimate lower high because it's coming off of a lower low, which it's not, if we go ahead and zoom into price, guys, we can see that price here, and I'm going to make my screen bigger. Price here has just closed equally. So we came all the way to this level, rejected, bounced, created another internal lower high, and then pushed to this low. So a lot of the times when price runs back all the way to this level and breaks, people automatically think, oh my God, this is a broken level. This is a broken level. Price is shifting, but not necessarily, guys. This is not the level responsible for this low. It is this structure point right here that's responsible. And as you can see, guys, if we can just see price kind of close bearish here, we could potentially see GBP all just trickle all the way back into here. So I think this is an area of interest where if you guys can start to see this price pattern play out, then I think you guys could potentially have a good setup. But for right now, I wouldn't take a trade. I need that data, right? I need those internal breaks I constantly reference. So make sure, yeah, we just spilled. So guys, the risk was when I entered was around here. It's about 66 pips. So understand USD CAD moves a lot. If you want to get a smaller stop loss, I entered on the 4 hour just now. So I didn't even enter on the 1 hour. So I understand my stop loss is going to be bigger, but look at my reward, right? Look at my reward, 215 pips, guys. And if I want to keep it safe and I want to go to other structure right here and just keep it really clean, 157 pips, guys. So 60 times 2 is 120. So already I'm over a 1 to 2. This is a trade I'm willing to risk. For me, guys, I've been trading a little bit longer. So let's say I only want to risk 10 per pip, right? So that'd be $600. So if I'm risking, which I think I put two, I'm risking over $1,000 on this trade, but I'm potentially going to make $2, $3, $4,000 on this trade, right? So it's worth it to me. So I am in here, flag this blue, and guys, this is great. This is great. So I'm going to run through here one more time. DXY spilling, what we like to see. Because DXY is spilling, guys, I do believe gold is going to potentially break above this level up here. This is just doing like nothing. Beautiful, beautiful, patient. Be patient. Be patient. I mean, explosion. Explosion, guys. Yeah, so not a ton yet. Not a ton yet, but you can see USD Swiss franc is spilling. It's a great trade. This is going to be a great trade. So guys, not a lot. I don't trade every pair in the book. I trade odd USDs, CAD pairs, and pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Odd, CAD, and USD is my go-to. So for right now, I am in this USD CAD. Probably once we close, I'll go ahead and move break even and just see what happens. And the worst that happens is I wake up in $4,000 in profit. So this was a setup that I was really interested in right here. And guys, notice on my charts, I don't really have a lot. I am a clean price action trader, but with that comes losses too. So guys, I do lose. But when I lose, it's very controlled, right? Very, very controlled, and that's how you stay alive in this game. So make sure you have your risk under control. Make sure you're aware of what you're willing to lose and all of that good stuff. So let me see this right here, odd Swiss franc. So I entered at resistance, right, guys? So Let me draw this out for you guys because this is so important that you understand this concept here. So if I have a low and I have a lower high and I have a low, and now I know that I'm looking for some sort of lower high to come in for me to enter, right? Which means I got to see an established level of resistance, which means in a sell setup, guys, I should always be looking to enter at resistance levels. If that is the case, that's going to protect me from entering too far away from the resistance and potentially putting me in a drawback and not being able to move my stop loss break even. So the beautiful part about being able to enter at resistance levels, which are the highest point before it starts to create some type of momentum away from that level, is that if it's not right, if the trade is not valid, then I can move break even, right? Because it's going to move away from my resistance level a little bit. Number one. Number two, I hardly lose anything if I'm not break even. And number three, I could potentially still make money, right? Let's say I move away enough from my entry, but it's not the next move that's going to create the lower low off from that resistance level, then I'm still going to come out in profit. So what I always do, guys, is I wait for the pullback and I let price touch what. Sometimes that's enough to enter, stick your stop right up here, and sometimes you may see this, right? Perfect. So as long as I'm entering at resistance levels, so I'm going to go back just a little bit because I want to draw that again. So guys, let's say price, I enter at a resistance level and we leave, right? And we start to trickle away. And I'm like, okay, now I can move my stop loss break even. And let's imagine that line was break even, but price wants to push up here. It knocks me out break even, good, nothing. I lose nothing, right? But in order to be able to protect my capital and stuff, I gotta be able to protect it. And how do I protect it? I gotta protect it by absolutely entering at the highest probability areas, which are the areas of confluence, guys, which are your resistance levels, which are your support levels. So make sure, guys, you understand where you're entering in this market. It's going to be the make or break in your trading. If you are looking for buys, you will enter on supports. If you are looking for sells, guys, you will enter off resistance levels. All right, you got to keep that in mind when placing these trades. It's just so important. And this is beautiful just to watch this play out. Like, I would love to just send screenshots of like, guys, this was called in the group, guys. So if you're interested in looking to learn to trade, I offer the private analysis and then I offer the education side. So the private analysis side, you can pay 125 a month for, get my analysis, get my infographics weekly, or if you're interested in actual education, because you're like, Lex, I need more hands-on. I do offer a whole entire educational platform, which is you get an online video library from beginning to most advanced concepts. You get access to the private Discord group, which is weekly analysis, my infographics, my flex cards, direct hands-on mentorship from me. You get, the live sessions. So occasionally I'm like, hey, let's get on a live. Let's go ahead and dive into here. Let's go one-on-ones and stuff like that. And I'll call them and we'll take advantage. So do take advantage. My Instagram is at It's a Conscious Flex. So I definitely recommend going in there and kind of perusing around and seeing if this is something that can benefit. And guys, the thing with education is you don't want to overly consume. So if you're still new in your journey and you're trying to figure this out and you feel that you resonate with a mentor, then you got to take advantage of that and you got to absolutely purchase that education and stay with it. All right, you'll know who you resonate with. I hear traders all the time. For example, like if Brandon was on this, and Brandon's one of the educators here at Surge. If Brandon was on this call, he'd crack up because Brandon trades much differently than me, guys. I'm a 4 hour into 1 hour. Brandon is, I mean, weekly, monthly. He's got an incredible higher time frame strategy. Well, one time we were at the pit at Surge, and he's like, "Let me show you what I like. Let me show you this trade setup I took." And he's mapping it out, and I literally look at him and I go, "I have no idea what the hell you're talking about." And I'm a trader, guys. I've been trading for 5 years, and he cracks up because it just goes to show you that even though I trade and Brandon trades, I don't have to understand his strategy. I don't have to use it. I don't have to take his education. And it's so funny because a lot of people always think that, oh my God, like I need this and this and this and this. You don't. You got to centralize your system, guys, and you got to refine that thing. When you find that system that you're like, okay, this resonates. This could actually be a trading style for my lifestyle. This could be a trading style for the way I go about things day to day. Then stick with me and focus on my trading style and stay with it. If you lose with my trading style, it's not because the trading style doesn't work. I lose with my trading style. It's because you are trading a market. You woke up and decided to trade the most volatile market in the world, also the most unpredictable. So with that comes randomness, guys. You don't know what the market's going to do. All we can do is try to build the edge and say, yeah, this looks good. This looks good. But whether or not this plays out is not on us, right? All we can do is say, this is the risk. I'm willing to lose 100 to make 500. And you just have to be okay with that. Because trading is not, it's not gambling, guys. It's probabilities and it's calculated risk taking. So if anybody tells you it's gambling, don't argue with them. Just walk away because you understand the craft, right? You're just taking calculated risk. So this is a game of mapping your risk, mapping your risk, mapping your risk, mapping your risk. There will never be a time in this market where you trade, where you come to the markets and you're in this space and environment where you don't have to focus on your risk management. Every single time, it is going to be about, I'm just willing to lose this. I'm willing to lose this. And some of you might be saying, well, how do I know how much to lose, right? Some people go by percentages. Some people go by dollar value. I will tell you, I go by dollar value. It's easier for me to conceptualize when I look in my account. So let's say I have a $50,000 account and I don't want to lose 200. Then I will map my lot size times the pip stop loss, right? And that's how I decide my position size. I don't do it necessarily on 1%, even though usually it all averages out to be the same, as long as you're not like, I'm willing to lose five, but on dollar amount I'm only willing to lose 200. Well, if I'm willing to lose 500 and I'm only willing to lose 1%, then there we go. That's how we stay within those parameters. But guys, for me, I usually just do, I'm not, I love math, but I don't take this and turn it into like quantitative data. Like, it's just straight up stop loss times pips willing to lose equals dollar value I'm okay with not keeping if the trade goes wrong. Simple as that. So guys, if you can find a way to dial in on your risk, you're going to be in a great position, and before you know it, you're going to be like, oh my god, like, I've worked so hard and I've done this so long trying to figure this out. And so long is just, that's subjective to you, right? A year could be long, a month could be long, because trading's not easy. That's one thing. I'm not going to say this is the easiest thing in the world. Trading's not easy because it makes you go inwards and it makes you have to figure out what parts of you need to get rid of so that you can be successful in the markets. You can't have bad habits over here existing and then like over here try to be disciplined. Guys, what you do here and what you do out there is what you do everywhere. So keep in mind that no matter where you're at, do what you need to do. Do it great. Do it as best as you can. The CEO of Surge, Jana, I had a conversation with her. We were heading to Indianapolis on our jet, and I was like, what's one thing, if you could say anything to somebody my age who's just, I'm just hungry, right? What would it be? And her exact words to me were, be excellent at everything, because you're going to develop that habit. You're going to develop that pattern. So if I'm looking to be a multi-million dollar trader, which I'm en route, guys, I'm headed to that goal, then I got to do the things that don't take me away from that. And so being transparent, like, I love to go and have a good time. I love to have drinks and stuff, but I can't tell you the last time I've had one, guys, because I've been so locked in, and I'm just, it's time. It's time to stay focused and get locked in. When goals are met, we'll loosen up a little bit, but it is that kind of discipline, is that kind of structure, it is that kind of no non-negotiable behavior with yourself that will get you profitable in the markets. So if you look back in your journal and you see that, man, I seriously got a problem with over leveraging. Every time I trade, I over leverage and I'm losing, I'm losing, I'm losing. At what point do you look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm disgusted with doing that over and over and over again? It's nonsense. You don't need to, because you have control, right? You have control of entry, exit, and demanding the data. You don't have control of anything else. And that's the raw truth. But if you're going to continue to do the same things over and over that are not working in your trading, then put it down for a while until you can figure this thing out. Until you can look at yourself and go, I'm disgusted with that habit. I'm going to make a conscious decision to be assertive to not do that. Then you will become a good trader. My struggle, guys, was over leveraging, which is most traders. But going through trading, my biggest struggle was over leveraging, because we don't trade, guys, to make 50 bucks. Like, we don't trade to make $10. We trade to make 500, 5,000, 15,000. I'm trading because I want to make $50,000 a week. I got to be disgusted with the disciplines that are taking me away from that. Which means if people are trying to pull you back into those disciplines as well, if people are comfortable in those disciplines and want you to join them so it doesn't illuminate their flaws as well, that are holding them back from reaching their next level, then you got to get rid of certain circles. There's just some people, guys, that just can't go with you on your journey. And it's not about the money, but it's about the destination. And if I have such a grand goal and people around me don't have these grand goals, like, I can't relate to you, because you're going to think I'm bragging and stuff when I'm telling you about the accolades of reaching these huge dreams that I have, right? So surround yourself with people as crazy as you. Trading is not something where you just want to be slight and mediocre, because slight and mediocre only makes you $100 in the market. If you want to be a beast, if you want to be absolutely amazing, then there's non-negotiables in your life that you cannot stray from. And as hard as they are, and as hard as it is to maybe look at that event and go, man, God, that's where I want to be, but I've got $200 in my account. Should I do this or should I save it and just go invest maybe in a little education? You'll be much happier in the long run investing in that education, because let me tell you, the concert you missed out on is the concert you'll be able to attend 20 times in the future. And I'm speaking from experience, guys. I was using micro lots. I was using $10 per, I mean, excuse me, 10 cents per pip, guys. And I'd go 50 pips sometimes. I'd make $5, guys. 10 cents times 50 pips is $5. That was enough. I used to look at my parents and be like, we're secured forever. $5 on my screen. I went bananas in the house and was like, I found it. I found it. I found what I love. I found the tool. And it was this right here, guys. And what did that mean for me? I sacrificed a lot to be here. Everybody's journey doesn't have to be as drastic as mine. But mine was, because I just didn't have the money coming out. I turned down professional contracts to play basketball. I just didn't have it. I didn't even know who I was outside of basketball. So there was the learning trading and then learning Lex again, right? Away from hooping. So there was that aspect of things, guys. So let me tell you, if you can truly marry your habits and your disciplines, you're going to be extremely successful in this market. You're not going to need an employer. You're not going to need any of that. And as much as I'm thankful, I do work outside of here as well in the software engineering world. I love it so much. I'm so thankful for these people. But the end goal is to not ever do that ever, right? The end goal is to software engineer my own apps and my own interfaces. That's why I'm doing that. So understand your vision, understand your goal. Don't do anything without a destination. Don't work at McDonald's without a vision, right? Like if I'm going to work at McDonald's, I'm going to flip the best hamburger out of everybody. You're going to know that I'm really here to work and grind and I'm not immune to struggle, right? So if you can have that kind of mindset with yourself as well, you're gonna be in good shape, guys. But I gotta get out of here. I do have some stuff that I gotta get done with some software engineering, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I will be back on at 8:30 tomorrow, guys. Absolutely love these calls. Let's see how USD CAD plays out, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.